Good morning, Alison, and thanks for taking some time to talk to us this morning.
Good morning, Jen.
So I wanted to ask you about Show Your Soul. CMHA offers all kinds of mental health support through your website and helplines, but you're not the only organization that offers mental health support. So you've partnered with some other organizations. So tell me about this new collaboration, Show Your Soul. What prompted you to start this? What are the reasons behind it?
Right, so this actually predates the COVID crisis, where we had joined forces with Lutherwood, who is predominantly the children's mental health provider, and Horizon, who does a lot of the family counseling in our area, and then CMHA, of course, who provides adults and senior services in Kitchener-Waterloo area, to come together, and it was really about reducing stigma related to mental health. So the idea behind Show Your Soul, and it is SOLE, is that mental health you often can't see, and neither can you see usually the soles of your shoes. And so this was a way to say, show your soul, talk about mental health, be free and open to ask questions about mental health, and reducing the stigma so that people can access the care that they need. And then, of course, now more than ever, we're feeling the need to go out to folks to say, under COVID-19 circumstances, we know that people are struggling. We know that stress and anxiety and depression rates are higher. And this is more importantly the time for everybody to come together to say, we need to reduce the stigma. We need to support each other. We need to ask questions of our friends and family on how they're doing. And if needed, you should feel free to reach out and actually get care that you need at either of those agencies, plus many more in our region.
And I think that's the key, that right now a lot of the physical programming has had to be suspended, at least for the time being. And yet not to say that if you're in crisis, you shouldn't still reach out. So showyoursoul.org, though, is an online presence and an opportunity for people to get support on their own.
That's right. We have assembled a whole bunch of different resources and made them available on the website. And again, all three agencies have contributed to this, so it's appropriate for kids and parents to access information. It's great for adults for both addictions, mental health, really just any kind of stress and anxiety you might be experiencing. And then it's got some information around seniors. And I know that, especially in COVID, seniors are feeling far more isolated. They're very concerned about their physical health, and that is taking a toll on mental health. It gives resources not only directly to seniors, but also for adult children of seniors who want to make sure that they are also knowing what is the best resource to look out for their parents. So all that is accessible online for you to take a look at as self-care. There's also information there on all of the services and supports that we are still offering, a lot of them in a virtual way, but you can still access family counseling, crisis lines, and support 24/7 through all of these organizations locally.
And so you mentioned we are seeing a greater need right now. You've got some statistics.
Yeah, there's some great surveys that have been done across Canada by CMHA National and some local ones by CMHA Ontario to really understand what are the effects. There was a lot of hypothesis that, we were all feeling the stress and anxiety of this, just even being isolated from friends and family. So what does that mean? And of course, the data is showing about 7 out of 10 Canadians right now are seeing an increase in their mental health issues. So if they had concerns or anxiety or depression before COVID, that's also being escalated, plus a whole bunch of us that are really experiencing this for the first time and feeling uncertain about what to do about that. So we know that this is sometimes been called the echo pandemic, which is really just the effects of all of the changes that we've seen in our society on people's mental health. So a lot of this is really just recognizing that, again, keeping the conversation open. It's not anything to be ashamed of. We're all going through this. And it's about knowing where to access help, what it looks like, what are the signs and symptoms, and then what can you do, within isolation to try and keep your health mentally healthy.
And as you mentioned right at the top, let's destigmatize it. And you're right, you're not the only program or website or anything out there or organization around the world, indeed, trying to help people at this time. You mentioned that this actually sort of hit the ground before the pandemic. Where do you see this going beyond the pandemic as we start to resume more of our so-called normal lives?
Yeah, I'm really hopeful that in a lot of ways I think in everything, we're starting to realize what are the pieces from this pandemic that actually we'd probably keep? What are the pieces about our lives that we hope that we actually will sustain beyond this? And then also recognizing what are the pieces that we really miss. One of the things that I'm hopeful from this is that it has shone a light on our mental health and our ability to cope and build resiliency and get through really what is some tough times. And I am hopeful that that will continue beyond this and people will understand the importance of self-care when it comes to mental health, but then also recognize the fact that we're underfunded continuously in mental health. It is absolutely a massive need, almost as important as our physical health in terms of survival and looking out for each other. And the whole health system needs to recognize that and build up the capacity that we need to be able to manage the amount of folks that we see every day.
Perfect. So let's remind people where they can find it and how they can show their support.
Right. So showyoursoul.org is our website. And again, you can access that site plus either Lutherwood, Horizon, or CMHA sites has all that information for you.
And of course, feel free to paint the bottom of your shoes, take a picture, post it on social media with the hashtag #ShowYourSoul.
Thank you.